Today's story is A Couple of Boys Have a Best Week Ever. Fun! One hot summer day, James went on a long drive to build a Pam's house, so he could go to a week of nature camp with his friend Iman. Bill and Pan are Iman's grandparents. They live at the beach. Iman was already there. Nature camp was Bill's idea. Bill loved nature, especially cold, wild, and remote places where hardly any people. He had been in many of these sorts of places before, but the place he most wanted to visit was Antarctica, because of the penguins. Pam said she preferred people over penguins. Iman thought this chat was fascinating, but he hoped James will arrive soon. Ding dong! And finally James did, with just a couple of his belongings. He had never been away from home the entire week, so he was very sad when his mother drove away. Bye! The first thing Bill wanted to do before nature camp started was to take James and Iman to the penguin exhibit at the Natural History Museum. Pam offered to pack a picnic of peanut butter and honey sandwiches. James and Iman discussed their options. Do you want to go? No! They decided to stay home and enjoy Bill and Pam's company. In the morning, Bill took the boys to nature camp. The road is long and curvy. James and Iman learned the vocabulary words while Bill drove. On the way back that afternoon, James and Iman described their first nature camp day to Bill. I thought they were supposed to walk and hide. Yeah, not stand and look at some flower for an hour. When they got home, Bill unrolled a large map of Antarctica in the living room. Pam gave James and Iman coffee ice cream icebergs with a chocolate sauce on top. Nature camp made the boys very hungry, and it made them look everything more careful. Well, one day you go to the dinner table. Pam served banana waffles and maple syrup. The food is way better than here than at my house. Mine too. At night, James and Iman slept on a blow-up mattress with the automatic pump. Bill and Pam wondered they would be lonely in a downstairs bedroom, but they weren't. Before they left the nature camp the next morning, Bill handed each a pair of binoculars and a list of birds that looked for a way home. The boys reported their findings. His freckles are huge. Yeah, and his tongue is gross. As the nature camp week went by, James and Iman practically became one person. They did everything together exactly the same age. At the same time, Bill began calling Damon. He would say, "Hey, Damon, think about whether or not we'll see you at a penguin exhibit." And Jamie would think about it. Then, in complete agreement, the campers will decide to practice quiet meditation downstairs, eat more banana waffles, and enjoy the beach together. Want to go outside? Nope. Nature camp was just so great. And then, on Friday afternoon, nature camp was over. James and Iman recapped the week during the drive home. I think it should be called sit-around camp. Yeah, I sweat a lot camp. On their last night together, Bill, Pam, James, and Iman had a popcorn party. James and Iman soon discovered their party with Bill and Pam can get pretty noisy, so they wander outside for some peace and quiet. Tomorrow they have to go home. They look up at the sky and out of the ocean. For the first time all week, they couldn't think of anything to do. The sun went down, the stars came out. Then at last, James and Iman finally got real busy with something. And it turned out to be the very first part of the best week ever. In the morning, James and Iman couldn't wait to show Bill and Pam what they had made. It's Antarctica! The white rocks are icebergs, and the brown rocks are whales. And that big stick is a big stick. That penguin name is Damon, and he hopes he can be a nature camp again soon. Bill gave the boys a big hug. He said this was how penguins huddled together to keep warm. Pam said she preferred people hugs over penguin huddles. James and Iman hugged back and fell back. Sort of. And when their moms finally arrived to take home, James and Iman got each other the secret Damon handshake. And then they walked like a couple of penguins all the way out the front door. The end.